So we're doing something a little bit different. This is a basic generic double knit hat pattern-ish. So you take your basic hat pattern that you like. I like the Dublin Beanie. And you follow it-ish. You start with the double brim hat, which I use the Very Pink Knits version. I will include the link to her video in description. And then you fold it up, you add in your second color. So you'll have one main color on the outside and you'll have a main color on the inside. And those two colors are what you use in your pattern on the inside and the outside. It's the same pattern that you'll see on both sides. One will be reversed depending on which color you use where. So if you have, let's say you're doing a white and black, white's on the outside completely, black's on the inside. If you do words, one side's going to be inverted. So follow however you want to do it. This is a basic video of how to do each step and how to, just get through the whole thing. And also a reminder for me later on how to do another one. Enjoy! Alright, we are going to start working on this following a Very Pink Knits double cuff, or whatever, double knit cuff for hats. Okay, so this was a ball yarn. I like this yarn, so instead of cutting it, I just left the ball on the end and dealt with it rolling around until we got this long. Anyhow, we're undoing this end here because that's what she suggests to do, is to start on the end that you ended on and not the one that you started on, which I don't normally unpick chains in the beginning when doing crochet, so it makes sense. It's more of a pain in the butt to do it the other way. Okay, so this is, I think these are like 5s or 6s. I'm using 7s, but it's just to get this side of the knitting picked up. Alright, so this very first one right here, this one you actually have to pull the yarn all the way through. So it's there, you pull it through on that side, keep hold of that side. Alright, so we yank that through, hopefully not knotted up anywhere. Crossing fingers. There we go, we got that out. Cool. Get that tail out there. Alright, so what we do is you're gonna go around, you're gonna look for this part, and she says to go from the back, because that first row you do after you do the provisional cast on is the brown. Well, for me it's brown, it's whatever color you choose. And then you do a knit row, and then you start doing your ribbing, however you do it. Mine is knit 2, purl 2. So we do that, and you pull it through. So I'll find the next one. It's right there. Pull there, and you just continue doing this all the way around, and we will come back when I finally get to the other side. Alright, now starts the fun part. So we're gonna have 2 colors. Actually, we should probably do that together. 2 colors. I'm gonna do this one in the back, this one in the front. And so the way I figured out how to do this, I've not been able to locate on the internet anywhere. We're starting a double knit hat from a double knit brim. Alright, so we're gonna first do the front, which in the front you always knit the color, and in the back one you always purl the color. So we're gonna knit the green, which is easy because it's still connected, and we're going to slip that off, and then we're going to purl our teal, turquoise, whatever color you want to call it. Alright, this is the tricky part, getting it all whatever, and slip it off. Alright, and since we're setting this up, we don't have to worry about going back and forth because the yarn is where it needs to be. So we're going to knit the green, we're going to slip that off, going to purl the teal, slip that off, and we're just going to keep doing this and knitting the green and purling the teal. It doesn't really matter that I've seen so far which color you do wear. Just make sure you're consistent with it so that your colors are where they're supposed to be. So the way this is going is the outside of the hat, as I'm working on it, is going to be green. The inside of the hat is going to be teal, or vice versa. Whichever one you are knitting is what's going to be facing you as you work the hats. Whatever you're purling is what's going to end up on the inside. Alright, and so as you do this, this is what you get. And how you're going to tell what's going on is you'll have the purl, the knit, the purl, oh sorry, the knit, the purl, the knit, the purl. And so when you start doing your design, it's not going to stay lined up like this. You're going to have to actually look at it and go, okay, I'm looking at this. That is a knit stitch. That is a purl stitch. Because you got the V there and you got the ladder rung there. So when you get to the point where you have all your stitches on, put your markers in and make sure you can tell the difference. So I like to add markers every 10. So I'm going to use these for every 10 so I can keep track of where I need to decrease eventually. My beginning row marker is going to be this one because it is completely different than that one. But when I go to set up for my pattern, which I have counted out, this is going to be the beginning of the patterns section. And the other one, all the things. This is going to be the end of the pattern. So I'll start with this. I'll do my 10 stitches every 10 with these. This will be like, okay, I need to start counting for the pattern wherever I'm at in the chart. And this will tell me, okay, I've reached the end of my pattern repeat. So when I find this again, then I know I need to start doing the pattern. This is just to help me. This is start, this is finish. So do something that makes sense, stay consistent with it, and then you won't get lost. So, and these are just teeny tiny beads threaded on the safety pin, which I'm not sure what kind these are. Just, I bought this at Walmart. So, well, not all this stuff. It's just a whole bunch of these in there. Different colors. You got silver, bronze, and black. And then all that crap I've stuck in there. But continue on. And then we'll come back and we'll work at least one row of regular knit. And while we're knitting that row, we'll start adding in at least these markers. I'll add these in later when I'm ready to look at that. Alright, so we got it all done. And I have taken the end of that, the end of that. I have tied them together. And now I'm just going to stick this really tiny crochet hook through the knit. And I'm going to grab the knot, parts of it, pull it through. Oops. Okay. Oh, come on, grab hold of this stupid thing. Okay, so we have that pulled in. And the knot is inside. So we'll deal with that later. Alright, so we are going to put on our beginning one. And we are going to put our markers in. However, on the pattern I'm using, which is it's the Dublin Beanie. I'll look that up real quick. I have it mostly memorized. Yeah, it's a Dublin Beanie. Anyhow, so what you're supposed to do is, on the Dublin Beanie for me, is I'm supposed to increase it. So, okay, so on my pattern, I do increases on this round. We already did pretty much a knit round. So on this one, I have to do increases. So let's get our stitches on. We're doing green on the front, so that's knit. And so that's one stitch. And 2 stitch. 3, 4, 'Are we getting all twisted? 5. Alright, 1 second. We're gonna untwist this. Pretty much, I'm just gonna dangle it and let it untwist. Okay, well, that's untwisted. Alright, so as you're noticing, when we go to knit, like normal, your yarn's in the back, but you do both the things of yarn, not just one. And then you bring both to the front to do your purl section. And I've already lost count on how many stitches we've done. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to do 3 more stitches and then do my increase. 6, 7, 8. Or double check our counting because, you know, we always lose our ability to do math. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. All right, that's the downside, is it just keeps getting all twisted. Okay, so we're gonna do our stuff. We are going to write with this more. All right, so we have knit 1, knit through the back, and we're going to fix that in a moment. Okay, so we're going to purl 1, and then we're going to purl in the back, which is, you pull this to the back, you get to this side, the back part of it. So you get it through there, you shove it in there, and you do your knit, and then you fight to get it back out. No. Alright, let's try that again. We're just going to manhandle this into there. There we go. Alright, so now we have a mess up here. We have 2 and 2. So what we're going to do, we're going to use use a small hook or another needle, but we're going to take off 3 of these stitches, alright? And what we're going to do is, we're going to let that one dangle, and we're going to put this one on there, and we're going to grab that, and we're going to stick this back on there. So there we go. We have our increase, we have them situated correctly, which looks really messed up. Alright, so this is the one I've done before. All that, oops, sorry. Well, that is how it's supposed to look. Make everything fall everywhere. I mean, it's there. That'll work. Okay, anyhow, that's my first update. We are now at 10 stitches. So then I will continue that around. I have a whole bunch more of these, which I need to dig out. And then we'll just continue on. And I will come back when I actually add in some different things when we go to switch colors. So on this hat, it's going to have an image, but I'm also going to do a little like dash dot section along the bottom, So after this row, this is my increase row. So then I'm going to do like dashes, and then we'll do another color row, a regular color row, and then we'll do our image, which mine's going to be Bulbasaur to go with the Pokemon hat. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're back here, and you hear my washer in the background. All right, so do a knit through the front, do a knit through the back, slide it off, purl through the front, and a purl through the back eventually. There we go. There's our purl, and slip through. Cool. Now, before we can slide our beginning row thingy over, we need to put that closer to the end. Grab our crochet hook and get mad because it keeps going everywhere that we don't need it to go. Alright, so there's 2 and 1 more. There we go. All 3 of them. We're gonna go ahead and grab the middle one. I'm ready to slip that out real quick. Get stuck on everything. Alright. Grab that stitch, and then we'll put them through, and then we have them all where they're supposed to be. Tighten those up, and we slip, and now we just continue on doing the thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those dots. So I'm going to do the dots as 3 stitches wide. So these 3, I'm going to do them right there just because they're easier to tell where to put them. So we knit them and we purl them across. There's the stompy stomps. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, okay, last one. There we go. Now this is where we change colors. Alright, so we're still knitting, but instead of grabbing the green, we're gonna grab the teal, and we're gonna purl with the green. Okay, going to knit with the teal, going to purl with the green, going to knit with the teal, and purl with the green. There we go. And so we switch those. So it looks like we messed up, but now we have the teal in the front, the green in the back. We slip my count over, and then we repeat that on the last 3 stitches. So I'll do that for 3 rows so I can have my little rectangle dots, and then we'll go back to normal, and then we'll start my pattern, which we'll go ahead and show the pattern. Here's the pattern. I have Bulbasaur, and I have 2 leaf things out. So this is where we're going to start when we go when we add these in, which will be on the normal row of going back to green in the front and teal in the back. Then we'll count these, which I have these marks every 5, so it'll be 16 regular green stitches, and then I'll switch it to teal for 3 and then go back to green for the rest. And this will be here, and then the orange one will be here, so I know start and finish. And then as I get back to the beginning, then I'll mark out that row so I don't accidentally try and repeat it. Okay, since the sound was lost, what I'm showing you is how to do the pattern. And on this row of the pattern, and because the colors are reversed than how I set everything up originally, the teal's on the outside, the green's on the inside. So to bring the pattern or the picture forward, you're going to do the inside color on the outside. So we're going to start with knitting for green, but that's knit a green, purl a teal. So after each knit, you're going to have a purl. But what you do on the outside is usually what you're bringing the pattern forward with. We're going to do 4 green knits, followed by 3 teal knits, 1 green knit, 9 teal knits, 2 green knits, and 2 teal knits. So that's knit and purl. So you're just bringing the color forward instead of just doing all the outside. You're bringing the inside color out to make your pattern, and your outside color will be on the end, making the pattern inside as well. So just remember, these knits aren't just knits. It's a knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, constantly. So as much as everyone loves ribbing, that's pretty much what the whole hat is ribbing without ribbing, except for, the brim part. Using a teeny tiny crochet hook, I'm going to take these 3 stitches off because these are, well, these 2 are 1 stitch in essence. These are the next, but I'm going to take 3 off. We're going to separate it, put the green up there because that's one that would be purled. These are the ones that would be knit. Put these back here. I'm using it just because it's easier. Anyhow, we're going to slip these off as if to knit, put them back on, and then we're going to knit through both of them. And then these we're going to slip off as to knit, which I'm not really sure about this part, but I figure we're doing the other ones. We'll do the other one. These the same way, and then we'll purl them together. So we have, there's the front, there's the back, and another decrease has been done. So with this having the pattern on it, I'm doing this in the open spots, the plain spots, because over here we have our bulbasaur head, we have our leaves here. I've been doing it here, and then in my pattern I've been marking that these are the ones that I put together, and then this will be counted as 1 stitch here. Well, I guess all the way up, but when I go back through, this is where I'm on now, next row will be plain, so then this row will be another row that I'll reduce down on again. So that's gonna keep shrinking it, so it's probably gonna mess with the picture. I hope not. We'll see what happens. Alright, we're the last row-ish. No, we're the last 2 rows. So this row, we're going to separate it out, but we're also going to do just plain stitch. So we need to also add something in. Sorry for everything moving. We need to add something in so we can remember where the beginning is. Which I mean, it's going to be easy because what we're going to do is go from circulars to double point. But if for any reason I lose my memory, there we go. This is the first beginning. Okay, so we're going to wiggle this in. Had it all pulled out because I was trying it on, make sure it's still working. Alright, so the outside, which is going to be black, I'm going to do on 6s. Or, no. Okay, so these are 7s. These ones are 7s. I can't find my double point 7s. We'll do 5, 5 because I can't find any other ones. So we have 5s and 6s. We'll do the 5s on the outside, so they're smaller. The 6s on the inside. So this is gonna be fun. You get out of the way. Shove you in there. All right. So this is gonna be fun. All right. So let's get our first stitch on. Put that down. And back to fighting all the things at the same time. Alright. And now try to not lose stitches on needles. Alright, so the reason I'm doing this is one, the very last round where we're doing knit and purl togethers every darn step, it will make it a little bit easier. Just a little. But double points because I'm tired of fighting the magic loop. My cable's not long enough, and so it's making it like practically impossible. And so, I mean, technically I could switch the cable, but I don't want to hear the little monster in the background. Alright. Add. Right, come on. There we go. And then knit, and then purl. How many stitches we got? I need to do a couple more. And then we'll switch to a new needle for both of them. And then cross our fingers that we don't drop any stitches off of the ones that are just dangling there. Alright, how many do we have left? Yeah, we can go ahead and switch. Alright. Shove them everywhere. Alright, so we're doing these on the outside. Helps to stick with the same needles for the same colors. But also helps that I have them in different colors. And, well, material, because one's wood and one's metal. Then you don't have to forget what it is you're doing. So yeah, I'm doing it on this hat because I completely forgot on the bulbasaur hat to record this part. Figured I would show you how I did the last part of that hat. Alright, we are slowly getting there. Oh, gimme! I need the black on this one. Alright. So, we're going to deal with the inside first. We're going to purl together down to the last stitches. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain because you're going to have to fight the other stick. But you don't have to fight with slipping off the right stitches in order to do the pearls, and then it's in the correct sequence order. Okay, so now that you're down to your lesser stitches, go ahead and separate your inner color, and we're going to snip off the tail, and we're going to leave our stitches off. Need my needle. There we go. Yeah. Again, we're back to fighting those sticks. Alright. One. No. Okay. Oops. And get it woven in a few times to make it tighter, so it's not going to be undone. Alright, so that's the side. Now we find where the other end of this is. Alright, and see, we're back there. Okay, and now we do all our knit togethers, which I just realized my purl togethers were not the correct way. Yay. No! What did we do? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, now I know what I did. I completely messed up. That's what I did. Anyhow, instead of going to 4, we stuck with 3. Okay. Alright, let's switch these over, because it's going to drive me nuts. 2 and then 2 more, right? Yeah, 2 more. Alright, get over there. Nope, I don't need you. Alright. Alright, we did all of those. Now, we get our needle ready. Grab our scissors, grab a tail, and go, yay, it's no longer attached. Run it through a little bit more, a little tight some more. Apparently I am done with the needle. Okay. And here we go. Top of that hat is done. Can't really tell because it's black. Hold on a second. Inside of the hat. Here we go. That's good.